Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Denver, Colorado. And I'm so glad you could join me this afternoon. I have a very fast video for you today. I started working with the Country Club suite, and that is Clubhouse, which is the name of the stamp set. And the dies are called Golf Club dies. And then there is Country Club paper, designer series paper. And I don't know about you, but I have lots of golfers in my life, and in fact I play when I get a chance. And with Father's Day coming up, there's some good stamps in there and some very interesting paper to color, and so I thought I'd come on and show you a little bit about what I'm working with. So let's just get started. So here is the card that I came up with. And this one is for Father's Day, and it's got a guy golfer on here in a scene, and that is some paper that's in the designer series paper that I'll share with you. And I die cut a couple of golf clubs over here, and then I fussy stamped and fussy cut out this piece, and then there's a die to cut out this piece and raise that up on dimensionals. And on the inside, I die cut a couple of the other golf clubs and put "You're the Greatest Guy by Par." I think that's kind of cute. So let me share with you this designer series paper. This is the paper that I used for that particular card, and you can see here, if I just take this out, that these panels, and I'll show you what they look like when you cut them down. I cut this paper into 3 strips of 4 inches, and then each one of these cuts out at 3 inches so that you get quite a few scenes of the 2 sheets that are in here that you can make golf kinds of cards with. Now, I colored in, and I got ahead of myself. Well, before I do that, let me share with you some of the paper. So there's this paper, which has flag sticks on it that are usually in the hole, detecting where the ball needs to go. And on the back side of it is this blue and green argyle pattern. I'm using that one today. And there's this pretty green plaid. The other side is electric golf carts. Then there's this sort of grayish argyle pattern, and there's also an argyle embossing folder in this suite. And then there's these pieces, which I'm pretty sure get cut out by the dies. I can test that to see. Yep, that one cuts that out. And then there's another die that cuts out the laurel leaves here, but I'm not sure that's an exact match. I'm not exactly sure, and I haven't tested this one yet, so I don't want to say what I think it'll do. But there's some different shapes in here that all can be cut out. Now, like I said, this die will cut out the golf ball, the golf cart, so anything in the shield shape, that'll cut out. Then in the rest of the dies, there is a taller guy golfer, and I'm trying to figure out how I can turn him into a girl, but I suppose I could. And then a golf ball, and then a golf ball sitting on a tee. And you see these banners here, and I'm pretty sure these dies, yes, they cut out the banners on this particular piece of the designer series paper. So lots of little interesting things you can do. There's a tuft of grass. There is a pin. There's the little iron. There's a bigger golf club that I assume was meant to be a wood, and then this set of laurel leaves and this shield. And so we have all of those pieces. Now let me show you the stamp set. The stamp set has this shield and laurel, just like it does here in the paper, and a guy golf. You can stamp this one and it cuts out the guy, and I've seen some people that have cut it out of 2 or 3 different pieces of paper and then paper pieced and put the pants in like the Argyle pattern, and then put a shirt on him with something else and a hat with something else. And I've even seen it done in a pop-up. It is just darling. And so there's a lot you can do with it. And here's some more of the paper. There's this Argyle pattern with these golf club and bags on the back side. Then there's this pattern, which is golf balls and tees with a blue plaid pattern on the back. Let's see what's on the back side of these. A bigger Argyle pattern in lots of different colors. So I found that you can use lots of different colors with this. On the card that I made, pretty sure it's garden green, that I used on the outside of this. And then what I've planned for the other card is to use this green on the outside, and I'll show you. Like I said, I got a bit ahead of myself, so I've done the coloring already. And I colored in the woman golfer. My blends bled just a little bit, so I've been working on this with the color lifter, and by the time I'm done, that little shading will be gone. And I did her in a green shirt and a blue skirt and hat. And then what I've done is I came up with, I put her on a 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 white base. Okay, so what I have is a piece of this blue and green Argyle pattern with the flag sticks on the other side. And here is my girl golfer. Frankly, I have as many girl golfers in my group of people that I associate with, so I have lots of reasons for these. And I thought I would make this one a happy birthday card, because I think that would be perfectly appropriate for many of my folks. So if this cuts out 4 inches by 3 inches, then this piece behind it is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 and backed in the garden green. Then this piece is 4 by 5 1/4 to go on the front of my card, and we can just put that piece down. And I'll be back with more on this suite. Both of my sons play and all of their friends do, and my husband's got lots of golfing buddies, and so do I. So my guess is I'll be making quite a few cards with this particular set, because I think it's pretty versatile to have. Now, whether we have a golfing season this year or not, I guess remains to be seen. But what I thought I would do is put this piece up on dimensionals, and all I did with this is I just used my blends in the various colors to do the coloring, but you could use markers, you could use watercolor pencils, and I sponged in the sky, and I put a little bit of ground underneath the trees and the golfer, and so really very minimal coloring, because they provide such an easy to color combination on this base. Now, if I set her down in the center of this card, what I want to use is the happy birthday, and it's a pretty simple happy birthday. I'm going to put that on a piece of just extra cardstock that I have here. I'm going to pick that up again a little straighter. And I thought I might use Night of Navy ink on this. And let's get a happy birthday. There we go. So this is the, and I'll put the name of this punch. That makes it pretty easy to take that happy birthday out and maybe get it set on the front of that card. All right, I'm going to set that over on this side and just put that down on the card itself. You know, the more I look at that, the more I think it needs to be on a little piece of Night of Navy. So I'm going to use my mini trimmer and cut a little piece of card. This piece 4 inches wide. So if I cut a 1/2 inch in, I should get a nice 1/2 inch strip. And I think that this piece will fit right on there. Yes, it will. And then I'm going to use my trimmer again and take off a little bit to one side to match the margin I've given myself on this other side. And there we've got a cute little banner to go on our card right up here, and that starts to pick up the blue. All right, as I look at that, that blue's pretty stark, so I'm going to cut that back a little bit. I'm taking, I don't know what that is, maybe 1/8 of an inch off of both sides, and I'm just going to lay that down flat on the card. So right up here in this corner, my happy birthday stamp, and then there's the cutest stamp in here. It says, "I hope the next year is full of green fairways, blue skies, and short putts." That's the wish of almost every golfer. So again, I'm going to grab my Night of Navy ink, and we're going to put that sentiment on the inside of this card, and I'm going to stamp it once on some scratch paper to see how it comes out. Looks like it's pretty good. It's a very slim line set of words. So I'm going to put that right down here on the inside. And so it says, "I hope the next year is full of green fairways, blue skies, and short putts." And then I have also mounted the golf club here, and I thought I would just put a golf club, clean that edge. I think I can see that I got some blue ink on the edge of that stamp, and I sure don't need that kind of trouble. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the golf club once going that way, and then I'll ink it up and see if I can get it going once this way on the inside of the card, and that will be my decoration for the inside. And I can think of somebody straight away that is probably going to appreciate this card. A girlfriend of mine who's an avid golfer. She's dying because she can't get out there now because of all of the restrictions. Okay, now I see that that transferred a little bit of ink, so I'm going to clean that up straight away. Working in Night of Navy is always, in my opinion, a little on the terrifying side because it's so dark and it smears if it's not dry. But I think that's now dry, and I'm going to set that right here on the inside of my card. And then I have one other thing, and that is, this is one of the pieces that you can cut out of this designer series paper. Let me grab a strip of it so you can see. So I've used the male golfer and the female golfer, and then there's this piece here, And what I did was I colored it in using Old Olive, and I used Balmy Blue, and then a lighter Old Olive on the grass here, and I sponged a little bit of Blue Sky on there, and I thought that might be kind of fun to just put right up here on the top of this card, and maybe we can back it in a little bit of blue. I think we can. And mostly I had an idea in my head what I wanted to do with this card, since I had made up only the guy one. But let me put this on my mini trimmer here, and I just eyeballed the margin there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of snail on the back of this piece. Put that on here. And I'm going to set that right up here on the inside of the card. Isn't that pretty? What a nice surprise that is. She's going to love this. All right, so I'm going to just add some snail to the back side of this piece and put that in place, centered on the top of the inside. I've got more going on the inside on this one than I do on the outside, but I just love it. Now, there's, some argument that might not have stamped as well as I would like, and I'm just going to take my navy blue Night of Navy marker here, and those places that I feel like it could have been a little bit darker, I'm just going to fill in. There we go. All right, so that is my project for the day. A happy Father's Day. My son is going to be a father for the first time, and I might send him one that's a little bit more sentimental, since this will be his first Father's Day card for me, than the golf one, but he might get this for his birthday. So that's it for me today. Those are my projects. I think this is a great fun set. I'm going to get lots and lots and lots of use out of it, like I said, with so many golfers around me that are dying to get out. Maybe this will cheer them up a little. So thanks again for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator, or you could join my team. I think I have the best job in the world. I love doing what I do, and it's so much fun, and as a result of being a demonstrator, I even get a discount on my materials, so I couldn't be happier to be doing what I'm doing. So thanks again, and I'll be back soon with more cards, more tips, and more projects. Bye!